Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video it is time to go through my October TBR as chosen by Bookopoly, or should I say Spookopoly. So this year I am once again taking part in Bookoplathon, which is a readathon that's hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books. I will leave all the information in the description in case you would like to find out more, but this year Bookopoly has had a makeover, so we are playing a spooky edition of Bookoplathon, and I am so excited because usually I'm not really a mood reader or a seasonal reader, but recently I have been really craving spooky books and witchy books and thrillers and horror and dark academia and all of the books that you would traditionally associate with October. So I'm hoping that Bookopoly is going to help me choose some books that I am excited to read next month. I am going to be doing 5 rolls, and then if I roll a double, then I'll obviously add on a roll. I'm going to keep this intro nice and short. I'm going to try not to ramble too much, but let's go with roll number 1. So if you're wondering why I have this plastic tub next to the board, it's because I've had to zoom in quite close and I'm worried that the dice is going to keep bouncing off screen. Also, I realised I only actually have 1 dice, so I'm going to have to roll this twice and add the numbers together, and then if I get the same number twice in 1 round, then I'll count that as a double. But we are gonna kick things off with roll number 1, which is a 2 plus 4, so 6. And that is orange. So roll number 1 landed on orange, which means I need to read a book that has a mostly orange cover. I might be cheating a little bit with this book. I think this is orange, even though the main colour is black, but the book that I'm going to be choosing for this prompt is Inkblood Sister Scribe by Emma Tors, which I guess it's more of a bronze than an orange, but it has orange on the stenciled edges, and this was the only book I could find that fit this prompt. There are surprisingly not that many orange books, or at least not that many orange books that I actually want to read next month. So we're going to go with Inkblood Sister Scribe. This is the Goldsboro edition, which I got a few months ago, and so far I have heard amazing things about this book. I think it's a standalone, and I've heard that it has dark academia vibes, but it basically follows these 2 half-sisters. I think they're also estranged, but they have been tasked with guarding their family library, which is filled with magical books, and I love magical libraries. I feel like I haven't read a book that has a magical library in a really long time, and everything about this makes me think that I'm gonna love it. I love books that have complex family relationships, especially books that have complicated sister relationships, because I have sisters, so I enjoy reading about sisters in fiction. And also I've heard this is quite slow, but honestly that doesn't bother me because I love it when a slow book dedicates a lot of time to world building. I really enjoy reading about world building. So yeah, I'm very excited to become immersed in this in October, and hopefully I love it. Roll number 2 is a 2 plus 2, so it's a double, but it's a 4. And that is Feed Scroll. Roll number 2 was a double, which means we are going to be doing 6 rolls in total, but the next roll landed on Feed Scroll. So I'm going to bring up Instagram on my phone and keep scrolling until I find a book that I own but I haven't read yet. I have actually done this a few times through my own TBR game, and it's not actually as scary as you might think, because I'm only looking for books that I actually own. own. And if I own a book, then you would think that I'm kind of interested in reading it. What I have found though is that it usually takes me a while to find a book that I do own, so I'm gonna record my screen and then I might end up speeding up this part because otherwise we might be here a while. So I have loaded up Instagram and we're gonna start scrolling. Oh, okay, there's quite a few books in this picture and I don't think I own any of them. No, so we're gonna keep on scrolling. Okay, so there's a picture here that's got quite a few books and I do actually own X's and O's by Amy Leah on my Kindle. Not really the vibe that I was going for in October, but I do own it and I have been excited to read it. This is basically about a book influencer. I think it's friends to lovers. Let me look up the synopsis. So I read another book by this author earlier this year called Set on You, which is the first book in this series, but it's like a companion series. And I liked Set on You. I didn't love it, but I've heard that X's and O's is even better, and I think there's a third book as well coming out early next year. The main character in this is called Tara Chen, and she has had her heart broken 10 times by 10 different men, but she is still determined to find the one. So that's it, I remember this now. So she decides to revisit all of her exes in the hopes of securing her very own trope-worthy second chance romance. And then she ropes in her friend Trevor to help her, and Trevor is a side character from the first book. He's more of a player, he's not really into relationships, but Tara's journey is gonna help him discover his own new chapter. So yeah, I am excited for this. I almost read this actually this week for Rom-Comathon. I didn't imagine that I was going to pick this up in October, but yeah, I am excited about it. Roll number 3 is a 2 plus 3, so a 5. And that is Are We Out of the Woods Yet? Roll number 3 landed on one of the Taylor Swift spaces, and the prompt was Are We Out of the Woods Yet? Which basically means read a book either set in the woods or a forest or that has trees on the cover, and I managed to find a book that has trees on the cover that I really wanted to read in October. So the book that I've chosen is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. I hope I've said that right. This is by Sangu Mandana, and I have been so excited to read this book. I've only heard positive things, and it has trees on the cover. The UK edition has trees on the cover, even though I don't think the US edition does, but I think this is going to be perfect for October. I've heard comparisons to House in the Cerulean Sea, which is a very cozy fantasy, so I'm expecting this to be quite similar. It basically follows this witch called Mika, and in this world, witches tend to live in isolation because that's what's safest for them. However, she gets roped into helping these 3 witches learn how to control their magic. I think these 3 witches are orphans or something like that. So yeah, she's sent to this house to help them learn magic and ends up having a romance as well. Like I said, I'm really excited to read this, and I'm hoping it's going to be the perfect cozy witchy read. Roll number 4 is a 1 plus 6, so a 7. And that is a chance card. And the chance card, if it focuses, is A Study in Drowning by Ava Reid. So I don't think I actually explained, but for the chance cards, I wrote out books that I've acquired recently that I really want to read, and books that have been on my TBR for a while that I probably should read. And A Study in Drowning, which I do have here, this is a book that I bought recently. It's the most recent book that I bought, and and I have been so excited for this book. I really liked The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reid, and I've heard that the gothic atmosphere in this is perfection. So this is another dark academia, I believe, and it follows a main character called Effie who has always believed in fairy tales, and there's one book in particular that she has been obsessed with for as long as she can remember. When the author of this book dies, the family announces a contest to redesign this author's home. I think that's what the plot is, but I love the cover of this, by the way. I think it is absolutely stunning. This is the Waterstones special edition, which has beautiful stenciled edges, and just from the cover of this book, I feel like I'm gonna really like the atmosphere. It's another book about books. I'm actually planning to read this along with Inkblood Sister Scribe and do like a dark academia vlog, hopefully. If you don't ever see that vlog, then it's because I changed my mind. But yeah, very excited to be getting this onto my October TBR, considering it is the most recent book that I bought. Usually when I buy books, they stick around on my TBR for months, if not years, so excited to be picking this up quite quickly. So roll number 5 is a 1 plus 5, so 6. Which is Polpick. Roll number 5 landed on Polpick, so for this I made a poll on Instagram using emojis to represent different books. I didn't want to put the names of the books because I thought this would be more fun, but there were 4 books that I asked people to choose from. The first was Pantomime by L.R. Lamb. We also had Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, Payback's a Witch by Lana Harper, and House of Marion by J.L. The winner was Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, which I am glad about. To be honest, I would have been happy with any of the books, but this has been on my TBR for the longest time. I think I've had this since it came out, and I got it in one of those 99p Kindle deals, which I need to stop buying books when they're on offer for 99p because they just end up sitting on my TBR on my Kindle for the longest time. But I am excited to pick this up. I think I'm more interested than excited because I've only heard super positive reviews for this or super negative. I haven't heard the best things about the rest of the series, but I am interested to see what I think of the first book, and then if I like it I might continue the series. But from what I know, this is a YA fantasy romance between a witch and a witch hunter, and then I think there's some kind of marriage of convenience or arranged marriage as well. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out in October. Let me know if you've read this one and what you thought of it, because yeah, like I said, I've only heard very opposing views and I can't work out which side I'm gonna fall on. So as long as we don't get any doubles, this should be the final roll. It's a 3 plus 5, so 8. And that is another chance card. So the chance card is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco. So the 6th and final roll landed on chance again, and this chance card was Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerry Maniscalco, which is another book that I should have read last year but didn't get around to. So I think I'm going to do the reading vlog that I'd planned to do last year, and that is to read Kingdom of the Wicked and Serpent and Dove, because they're both witchy fantasy romances, although I feel like they're going to be quite different. Kingdom of the Wicked is about a main character who's a witch, and she summons a prince from hell to help her investigate who murdered her twin sister. I've heard that this has incredible descriptions of food, and considering it's an Italian inspired setting, that has has me intrigued because I love food in books. I've also heard that the first book reads more YA, but then it becomes more adult as the series goes on. So yeah, the final book going on my TBR for October is Kingdom of the Wicked by Kerri Maniscalco. I haven't ever read anything by Kerri Maniscalco before, so I'm interested to see what I think of her writing style. So these are the two physical books that are on my TBR for October, and then I also have many Kindle books, which is good because I am planning on doing another round of my Kindle clear out project in October. You might actually be able to guess what the theme of that vlog is going to be based on some of the books on this TBR, but yeah, that does bring me to the end of this video. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments if you're going to be taking part in Bookoplathon and what you're hoping to read. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I talked about on this TBR and what you thought of them. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and click subscribe if you would like to see more videos from me, but otherwise I will see you next time. Bye.